today is, what is today?
The 20th?
The 20th?
Yeah, you guys leave on the 21st.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mom!
So today is Tuesday the 21st. It is my last full day here in California with my mom, and then tomorrow we leave to travel back home for another 20-hour drive. That would be interesting. But for today,
It's the 20th.
today's the 20th? See, I'm already getting it messed up. I have to double check. Hold on. Yeah, Tuesday, July 20th. My bad. Sorry. Tomorrow's the 21st. That's right. We leave on the 21st. So, but for today, so let me backtrack a little bit. A couple of years ago, me and my mom didn't have any tattoos yet. She was completely a blank slate, just like I am right now. And we had discussed getting our first tattoos together and having them matching mother and daughter tattoos. But we said we were going to do it, but then it just didn't happen. And fast forward about a year to 2 years later, and my mom goes and gets her first tattoo by herself, first of all. But then I couldn't feel bad because it was about me.
It's this one. Has Nicole's name, my 3 grandkids, and the baby that Nicole lost a couple of years ago.
And so I couldn't feel too bad because she made it all about me. So I was like, okay, fine. I was like, but then the next tattoo we need to get together. And we were going to do it, and then it didn't happen. And she went and got a second tattoo by herself.
The sun and the moon. I used to tell Nicole when she was growing up that she's my sunshine. And the moon is what I tell my grandkids today. I love you to the moon and back. So my tattoo says, you are my sunshine and love you to the moon and back.
And it's a moon, it's half of a moon, half of a sun together as one whole thing. And so I was like, dang it, she's already got 2. And I still don't got my matching one. Well, she surprised me with the visit out here this week that the day before we were gonna leave, she told me, I've already scheduled your tattoo, and it's gonna be for the day before you leave. I was like, awesome. So we had discussed, we went back and forth and decided, and we had come upon a design that we both liked and decided that was what we were gonna get together. Originally, we were supposed to go together on the same day and get it at the same time. But then she decided to go ahead and get hers first, a little bit before me. That way, 1, we could know how long it would take, and 2, she needed to know how much it would cost. And so she called me first to make sure that I was okay with that, and I told her I was fine with that. So she actually already has her tattoo that's supposed to match mine, but I am currently on our way right now to go get my very first tattoo. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna put my big girl's pants on, and like my mom said, I've birthed 3 children. I can get through a tattoo, so we're gonna try. I'm gonna have her try and record it, so we'll see how well I do.
It's recording. Nicole's getting her first tattoo.
Okay. Let's see, that's okay. There's a mirror right down there. See if it's good or if you want to move it or anything.
This is Randy, the artist, and my dear, dear friend.
Okay.
Stand so I can see it. Sure. Yeah. Yours is a little more. No, it's about the same height. I'm good. I'm happy with that.
You good with that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive in a few minutes, and so come on down here. This is my guy. Yeah, there you go. So basically, yeah, perfect, just like that. Okay, good. Excellent.
To be the design.
So once we do this, after it's all said and done, you can't go in the water, can't be at the beach, none of that type of stuff. Okay, you're aware of that? Okay, great.
They leave tomorrow morning.
Oh, you leave tomorrow morning? Okay,
Have to
perfect.
be on a nice 22-hour drive back home.
Oh, you drove out here?
Yes.
Why? Just because you wanted to see scenery, or what?
Cheaper.
Cheaper?
Than doing the.
Really?
Yeah, there's 5 of them.
There's 5 of us.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. Yeah, they're flying.
If it was
Sure.
just by myself, yeah, I would have flown. But it was
Right.
me.
I see.
It
Okay.
was me, my husband, and our 3 kids.
Right.
It was cheaper for us to just.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And it's a nice family trip that the kids will remember.
Sure. Absolutely.
It's about making memories for them.
Mm-hmm.
Bee sting, right?
Bee stings.
I hated those though too.
It's not as bad.
I got so.
I promise, honey.
No, it's not bad. Watch you guys all have to. If they hurt that way, so many people have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself. I'm like,
And it's
I'm afraid of
newer.
needles over here. It used to be.
Right, if I can do it, you can do it.
Right. They're not needles. They're just tiny little pins.
Yeah.
I hate when people with other needles. They're like, you think like a doctor needle or something. It's
No,
not.
I just didn't know what else to call it besides
Okay.
needle.
Okay.
All
Are
right.
you ready? All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, what?
That's not bad.
Yeah. What's your YouTube channel? What do you do on your YouTube channel?
Just daily vlogs, so I try to just vlog like whenever I can remember, because I'm not real good about doing it like daily.
Mhm.
So whenever I know that we're about to do something really fun or about to do something that is like really entertaining, I guess you would say, I try to remember to vlog it.
How many subscribers or followers do you have?
Right now I'm at 82 followers.
Yeah.
Not real big yet.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna get there for.
Yeah, I want you to get big, and then they start monetizing your channel.
Yeah. I think the requirement is 1,000 followers, and then I think you have to have the same number of views per video too.
Right.
And I think the highest number of views I have on a video that I've done is like 300 and something. Alright, you can stop one.
All right, we'll show you the finished product here shortly. How do I stop it, Nicole?
Just press the red button again, or the right button. Alright, we're all done. Oh, yeah, definitely need my mom. There it is.
Like this, I can't even wash my hair in the shower. My gosh.
Wasn't as bad. The most part that hurt is this orange flower over here and these ones down here. And it was more of a stinging hurt than painful hurt, but I made it through. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so I'm jumping in here because one, I forgot to end the vlog for that day, but 2, I also forgot to record what mine and my mom tattoos look like side by side, which I actually took pictures of because I posted pictures on Facebook that day. So I'll insert the pictures here so you can see what the difference is and how they're different and how they're alike. Alright, so if you look really closely, or not really closely, but if you look at them, you can see that they're slightly different while still being the same. So obviously her ankle's smaller than mine, so her tattoo is smaller, and her coloration is different. And the reason why that being is, we had actually discussed how we were going to colorize it. Is colorizing a word? We had discussed how we were going to color it, and she had agreed. But then when she had called me a little, like about 2 weeks before we were due to drive out there, she had called me ahead of time and asked me if she could go ahead and get her tattoo done first, so like I was explaining in the story, so she could know certain details. And I said, yeah, that's fine. So when she did that, she completely forgot how we were going to color it, and she chose to just do majority her favorite color, which is fine. Like, I wasn't fully 100% solid at the time that we had discussed it, whether I was going to do just my favorite color or if I was going to do a mix match of favorite colors. So I guess it wasn't really her fault that she forgot. It was never like set in stone, so it was easy for her to be like, well, I don't really know, so let me just do my favorite color. So that's why the majority of her tattoo is blue, because her favorite color is blue. Any range of blue, and it's her favorite color. And so that's why hers is mainly blue, whereas mine, it has different coloration, and I chose the coloration for my tattoo to be based off of not only my favorite color, but my kid's favorite color. So not only did I get a tattoo that was a mother-daughter tattoo, but I also got a tattoo that would, in a way, symbolize my children. So the biggest flower is my oldest's favorite color, which is purple. So that's why the big flower is purple. Rosalie, we do call her Rose a lot as a short nickname. So the rose in my tattoo is obviously blue for Rose. And then Anakin's favorite color right now is green. I know that there is a chance that it will change in the future. Just like all kids change their minds. Rosie has changed her mind several times, so I've just decided that blue was okay for me to get. Because even in the event that Rosalie changes her favorite color in the future, my mother still likes blue, and Rose and my mom share name when it comes to Rosalie's middle name is my mom's first name, so Evelyn. So the rose will still, in a way, represent someone in the future if Rosalie ever changes her, if and when she changes her favorite color. Right now it's blue, so I got it blue. If it changes, then the blue can just stand for my mom. No big deal. So the green, not only are leaves, so they're obviously going to be green no matter what, but I'm choosing to let that green represent Anakin, because right now his favorite color is green. He loves anything green. It mainly has to do with Gecko from PJ Masks. That's why he's fallen in love with the color, but he has already started showing interest in other colors. He's also starting to show interest more toward a red. I didn't think about that at the time. I probably could have asked him to do one of the flowers in red, but green leaves of my tattoo, and then my favorite color is orange. So obviously I got my favorite color in there also, which are the 2 orange flowers on the...
What happens if you get another child?
And that'll be the excuse that I can use to get a second
As
tattoo.
if you can buy it.
So yeah, so that's why mine is colored different. I did mine based off of mine and my family's favorite color, whereas my mom just did it based off her favorite color. She does kind of sort of regret it. She, as soon as I got it colored like that, she remembered that we had discussed coloring it like that, and yeah, so she still likes her tattoo. She still loves it. She just does think that my coloration is a lot better. So yeah, that was the last day. We really didn't do much that day. We woke up, cooked breakfast, got done cooking breakfast, and went, got my tattoo, came back from doing my tattoo. I hadn't started by then. We sat down and watched a little bit of TV. Then I got up and started cooking dinner. I chose to cook dinner that day because there was this meal that I had learned to do that I wanted to cook for my mom so she could taste it and tell me what she thought about it and stuff like that. She ended up liking it. It was really good, and I was happy. Cooked dinner. Once I was done with dinner, I pretty much spent the rest of the time packing for our trip home the next day, which, yes, unfortunately I did not record our drive home, mainly because I wanted to try a lot harder to help my husband drive. He made the drive out there pretty good, I would say, but you have to remember the day prior. Okay, I gotta figure out how to explain this. So we left on a Wednesday. So Tuesday was when I got my tattoo. Monday was the day that we had barely gotten back. Monday morning at 4 a.m. is when we drove all the way out to Sacramento and San Francisco. And we chose to do this in one day. We drove all the way out there and all the way back. And from where we were staying, which was Oceanside, California, all the way up there, up to San Francisco and Sacramento, was like an 8-hour drive. So we woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning, left the Airbnb at 4:30, drove all the way up to Sacramento, did our 2 hours of shopping at the store that we wanted to. Then we went to San Francisco, did our sightseeing, took pictures, did our souvenir store shop, all that. And then we drove all the way back to the Airbnb, and we arrived at exactly the same time the next morning that we had left. So we had left at 4:30, we arrived at 4:30 a.m. the next day. So we left Monday at 4:30 in the morning, we got back Tuesday at 4:30 in the morning, and then woke up. That's why I seemed a little tired in the beginning, because I only got like 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep or something like that before I got up and did breakfast and all that. So with that drive, he did most of the driving. I did about 4 hours of driving for that trip, but split. So I did 2 hours, and then I had to call it quits after the 2 hours because I was starting to fall asleep. So and while I drive, he tries to sleep. He tries his best to sleep. And so then he took back over, and then he was tired, y'all, too, because he couldn't sleep that well. So after about 2 hours of him driving, he had to call it quits, and I had to take over driving again. And that's when I drove another, I think I actually drew like another 2.5 hours. So I knew for the trip home, because we hadn't had like a real good break in between the 8-hour drive to San Francisco to our 20-hour drive back home to Texas, I knew he was going to be tired a lot easier, a lot quicker. And so we had this plan where he would drive to a certain point, and I would take over, and then I would drive to a certain point, and then he would take back over and drive the rest of the way home. It kind of worked out like that, but not really. So I tried my best, really hard tried my best to sleep as much as I could during the drive, so that way I would be a little bit rested when it was my turn. But y'all, it's so hard to sleep in a freaking car when you are
Really hard.
when you have, like, I'm a natural car baby. Like, if we go on a really long, like a 45-minute drive to an hour drive, half the time, 20 minutes into the drive, I'm already starting to fall asleep in the car. But this drive, y'all, for whatever reason, I could not go to sleep. I could close my eyes and rest them for a little bit, and I think I might have gotten little naps in, like 15-minute naps. But when you are being forced, or when you are trying to force yourself to sleep in the car, it just doesn't happen.
I think it's because for like that many hours of drive, I'm like, no, I don't want to go to sleep. It's gonna take forever.
So, we were all having issues. Rosalie and Anakin pretty much slept really good. Lily slept pretty good. She had trouble falling asleep at first, but once she was asleep, she was out.
Rosie naturally just does that.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Rosalie and Anakin both, like, I told them that it was time to go to sleep. They were like, okay. They tried to go to sleep, and then they fell asleep, and that was it. So anyways, I tried to sleep as much as I could, so that way when it was my turn to drive, I would be fully rested. He had to stop driving about an hour before we got to the original plan of where I was supposed to start takeover. And so I took over, and then my total driving from my point A to point B that he had planned out was 4 hours, which we know that I can drive because I've driven it before. But like I said, I didn't really get as much rest as I wanted. So again, we had to split the time up, and I started driving, and I drove for maybe, I didn't even drive for that long. I think I drove for like an hour and a half. Because by this point, it was already nighttime. Like, it was already in the middle of the night. You also gotta think we're changing time zones as we're driving. And so when I'm thinking it's 10, it's actually 12 o'clock midnight Texas time. And it just like, I think I took over driving when my car clock said 12, which meant it was already 2 in Texas. So 2 is normally the time I go to sleep.
What?
So it was like, oh God, I'm starting to drive at the time that I normally go to sleep. So I obviously didn't last very long. I only lasted like an hour and a half before it was like, okay, I'm done. I need to shut my eyes. So then he took back over, and I felt really bad because I could tell he was tired because he had driven the majority of the drive. And so he took back over. I, again, slept a little bit, not a whole lot, and it got to the point where even he, like, we had stopped at a place and we had contemplating just stopping and just sleeping. That's how bad it had gotten. We were stopped at this gas station that had a bunch of truck stops, and we had parked, and he contemplated, he's like, part of me wants to just stay parked here and try to sleep, but I know we need to get home. And so I was like, no, let me go to the restroom, throw some water on my face, drink some freaking coffee, grab some energy drinks, and I'll drive again while you sleep. So we did that, and this time I was able to last a good 2.5 hours before it was okay. Unfortunately, you have to take over again. But he was good. He actually was able to sleep that entire time, and I know this because he snores, and he was snoring enough to wake her up.
He denies it. He denies it. He doesn't think he does, but he does.
But he does, and it was enough that it woke her up, and she's even like, is he snoring? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I told her to go back to sleep because
it was hard for me to go to sleep because I get uncomfortable for it sitting for a very long amount of time, so I have to like switch my position. It just hurts.
Yeah. And so he was able to sleep those 2.5 hours, and because of that, he felt, well, not well rested, but he felt rested enough that he could drive the rest of the way home. Because by this point, we were only about 4 hours away from where we live. So we had already made it into Texas. We just needed to drive to where we live. So, and Texas is very big from edge to edge. It'd take you freaking 10 hours just to drive. So yeah, he drove the rest of the way home. We made it home, and because we were just struggling with sleeping and all that, I unfortunately chose not to vlog the whole time home because I needed to be able to concentrate and try and sleep as best as I could. So yeah, so there's no footage of us driving home, but we're home,
Well,
obviously.
technically, it would have just been the same if we were driving there. So,
Yeah, except the time difference. So whereas while we were driving to California, we saw the sun set and rise as we were driving to... No, it was the same. Just different timing.
so it would have been the same things. Same mountains.
Yeah.
No. There's these big old freaking rock mountains, and I thought one of them was at least gonna fall.
Whew, I'm tired.
I'm sick, and I don't know.
Yeah, she's not sick. Her allergies are messing with her. She's got a stuffed nose. And, like, she's like me.
Throat and headache.
Yeah, it's allergies. She's not sick.
Feels-
But anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it all the very end, thank you very much. And, please leave the video a thumbs up. If you can leave comments down below. If you cannot, you can always follow me on Facebook or Instagram, though I don't always post over there. You can just... I should post a picture of every video, but I just don't. But yeah, you can go over there and leave comments on a random picture and I'll read it anyway. But well, yeah. If you can't leave comments down below, you can go to Facebook or Instagram, leave them over there. And until next time.
If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get notified every single time we post a new video.
Bye.